What it do, bros? What it do? All right, so Lacey Evans decided to jump off the cliff and trigger Cardi B. Everybody was having fun until Lacey Evans showed up. This is true heel shit. Okay, so I have to give you the whole story. So Cardi B's name was dropped among other celebrities like I think it was Ariana Grande and a bunch of other women, right? So Angel Garza was, of course, doing his gimmick with the rose. He was giving various female legends his rose. And he walks up to Tori Wilson, who then told him that there was Ariana Grande and Cardi B and some other famous women in this room. And she sends him to the room. And it was like, something out of Goodfellas where, you remember that scene from Goodfellas where where Jimmy is like, yeah, right around the corner. Yeah, right around there. Yeah, he just keep looking like, yeah, go ahead. And it felt similar to that, even though Angel Garza kind of just went on his own with the rose. And he went into this dark room, and it was the boogeyman, and he's coming to get ya. And Angel Garza was like, oh no, I don't want that. And he turns around and he kind of falls backwards, and he gets rolled up by R-Truth and loses his 24/7 title. R-Truth then jumps up, walks off with Tori Wilson and some other people who else were there. I don't remember. I'm off the top of my head because I didn't know about this Lacey Evans thing until recently. So, because Cardi B's name was mentioned, she gets added on Twitter, right? People started tweeting at Cardi B about these weird things that, and she's responding. So she's like, I don't know why people are adding me into this WWE stuff, and for the rest of the night, she's basically giving people, she's talking about wrestlers that she liked. Like Melina, how she liked Melina, she liked Trish Stratus and Booker T, and how she liked Sasha Banks and all this type of stuff, right? It's really good-natured, really fun stuff. There was no beef, there was no trouble. Until Lacey Evans decided to make a response. So then Cardi B finds out why she was being tweeted at about wrestling, and her Raw debut, quote unquote, was being name dropped by Tori Wilson. So she kind of playfully says that Vince McMahon should count his days and all that type of stuff. And that she, Wale kind of jumps in and says, hey, you should come to the show, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to read those tweets. This is summing it up. This is a summary. And Cardi B's like, okay, count me in. I'll go to an episode of Raw or whatever when the COVID or whatever is over. And so Lacey Evans responds, careful what you fish for, you nasty. We aren't Nicki Minaj. You'll get sent home with more than a busted eye. Ooh, this came out of nowhere. So then Cardi B responds, a white woman can never put fear on me, sweetie. Got me fucked up. I was showing love to WWE the whole night yesterday. I don't know where the fuck you come from with your unnecessary bullshit. So then Lacey Evans continues, all bless your heart at Cardi B. You got it all wrong. I heard debut and was giving you a friendly heads up. But since you want to be a badass, keep me in mind when, if you show up to at WWE, I'll kick your ass while listening to your music. Pull up. What in the fuck? Oh my god. So this thing got completely out of hand. It got completely out of hand. So basically Cardi B was being nice and was bigging up all of these wrestlers, especially all the female wrestlers like Trish Stratus, and she even said Carmella was sexy, all this type of stuff, right? Out of nowhere, for simply no reason other than because she's an absolute douche, Lacey Evans comes out of the woodwork and fucks up the whole party. So now folks is like, well, whatever opportunity was supposed to be had between Cardi B and WWE, Lacey Evans and fucked that up. Like, great, because it worked. She worked Cardi B all the way up. I guess Cardi B got some heat for the whole, no white woman can scare me thing. She kind of took that down. It's not on her page anymore. But people have screenshotted it or whatever. But it's been a split reaction. Some people are very angry at Lacey Evans for what she did. And some people are really patting Lacey Evans on the back. And it's just all about whether you like Cardi B or not. And I don't really have I don't like Cardi B's image. I don't like her music or nothing like that. But it's cool that she actually knew wrestling stuff. Like she's not a super fan, but she knew some people, she knew some stuff. Like she knew about Eminem. She didn't know their names, but she knew that Melina used to do the splits when she came to the ring. And, she remembered Morrison and Nitro, but she didn't know their names. But she did know certain people. And it was fun watching all of them kind of react to one another as I was going through this. Because, again, I didn't see any of this stuff until I saw the the screenshot of Lacey Evans going at Cardi B. So, is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? It's great for Lacey Evans. Because even though Cardi B has this huge, monumental following on social media who is probably trying to ruin Lacey Evans' life right now. But she's got a lot of heat. She's got a lot of heat. I love it. I love this shit. This is what heels are supposed to do. This is what heels are supposed to do. And it's actually fun because Lacey Evans obviously knows Cardi B. So they have this situation where Cardi B doesn't know what's going on, right? She has no idea what's going on. She was sitting in this love-in, and then out of nowhere, somebody threw a goddamn tomato across the room and hit her in the face with it. So it was like everybody loves Cardi B, like she's so great, and all the people that she's liking likes her. Like, so Trish Stratus likes her, and Booker T likes her, and Melina's like, oh my god, everybody, Cardi B's talking about me. And then Lacey Evans is just like, fuck Cardi B. Boop. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that's great. Oh, glad. I'm happy somebody did it. It's gotta happen. Whenever these celebrities get too comfortable, you gotta rein it in. That's what heels do. Heels see everybody having fun, and they go and fuck it up. They put their finger in the middle of the cake. Like, it's harmless Twitter stuff. Now, she did bring up Nicki Minaj, which, of course, got Cardi B really hot. And that's really what made it funny. But Cardi B's a lightning rod anyway. Cardi B's a lightning rod anyway. Of course, there was also this thing about, she was lip syncing WAP or whatever while she was making dinner or something like that. And then her daughter came in the room and she turned it off. So then a lot of people was like, oh, you make WAP for my daughter, but your daughter can't listen to it. And then Cardi B had to explain, I make music for adults, not for children, yada, yada, yada. But it was fun. It was fun. I am thoroughly happy that Lacey Evans ruined the love-in. And I'm glad that the legends and the people that Cardi B knew, she got to acknowledge them and they got to acknowledge her. That was fun. Lacey Evans, she didn't know her. And so it came out of nowhere. And it was great. It was great. It's heat. I'm all about heat. Now, will Cardi B actually come to a show one day? Maybe. I think Wale will probably talk her into it. And they'll probably do a segment where she knocks out Lacey Evans or something like that. That's usually what they do in these situations. But this kind of stuff is routine. When you have celebrities showing up to wrestling stuff, it almost always comes with at least one wrestler, at least one, taking a shot. Because it's a great way to get your name out there. And if you're a wrestler, you're an independent contractor, this is the way for you to make your name. This is great. Roddy Piper and Cyndi Lauper, Mr. T, or Roddy Piper and Mr. T. But then you have the serious shit, like, when David Schultz, Dr. D, David Schultz, and not just John Stossel, but his bullshit with Mr. T as well, which is why he got fired. People think he got fired for just slapping John Stossel. That didn't happen at all. He got fired for messing with Mr. T. But that's sort of the fun stuff, This is what's fun because the average person doesn't know the difference between a work and a shoot. They don't know. And that's what makes it fun because they can get worked. That's the fun part. People see, that's the beauty of it. People have lost the whole beauty of shoots and works, right? If everybody knows it's a work, then nobody can buy into this. Cardi B has a lot of fans who most of them don't watch wrestling. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. And they don't know the difference between this and some real shit. So Lacey Evans threw this big red tomato across the room and got it splattered on all of these people. And now people are just very, very angry at her for a shoot, for some shit she said that was probably a work. so this is excellent. I love this shit. This is like watching one of those old it's almost as good as watching like one of them old grandmas get ready to jump the barricade during like old events where you see like Michael Hayes get somebody's grandma so upset she wants to cross that damn rope that used to be the sportatorium. That rope, like they used to hold the crowd back with like a thin piece of rope and a couple of cowboy cops, you know, and somebody's grandma is always ready to jump in the goddamn ring. That's what this was. It felt like all these people. It wasn't just because she triggered Cardi B. It's that she triggered the Cardi B and all of her followers. So it was fantastic. It was fun shit. Lacey Evans deserves an independent contractor of the month and a bonus for all of the good, because the goodwill went only so far, but the heat went really far. The heat went to a different level. I didn't see any of this. That's how I can tell you that none of this, I didn't know about any of the love in part. I only knew when the heat started, because when the heat started, it flew like a wildfire. It was great. It was great. And then, of course, people are saying Cardi B is a racist. Other people are talking about Lacey Evans would knock Cardi B out for a shoot. I'm like, oh my God, everybody's getting worked. This is excellent. Nobody's going to fight. Nobody's going to fight. Okay. Stop being stupid. Stop being stupid. But anybody who thinks that, Cardi B wouldn't do this because of Lacey Evans, you're crazy. They'd probably just do something where Cardi B throws a clothesline and Lacey Evans has to sell it. I mean, that's how these things work. That's how these things work. It's not that big of a deal. It's fun. Maybe when there's a crowd, she'll actually be able to do something because she knew a little bit, and that's cool. It's always cool that, I think a lot of people are surprised. You'd be surprised who's a wrestling fan and who isn't. Like wrestling used to be one of those things where it was for the lower class people, which Cardi B used to be one of them. Well, she kind of still is, if we're being honest. She's nouveau riche. She's new money. So she used to be poor. And, when you poor and there's not a lot of stuff on TV that's really, that you can understand, wrestling is one of the things that poor people can understand. Fights in general, boxing, MMA, it's for the lower class of society. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day about the class differences between people who enjoy quote unquote combat sports and pro wrestling and stuff like that, and how it always falls out of favor with the older classes, and then they force it to change and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. But first, let's wrap this up. What do you guys think about the Lacey Evans Cardi B beef, or beef quote unquote? The Lacey Evans getting triggering Cardi B. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, shine light. I know what that's like.